Updating the CFR for the Intellectual Property Legal Research course at Boston College Law School. On March 15th, 2019, I went to the eCFR, which at that time had data current to March 6, 2019. That's a little older than it usually is, but there had been a recent government shutdown preventing federal workers from doing their jobs. So there was a slightly longer gap between the eCFR and current regulations. But it's current to the middle of last week. I was looking for 37 CFR section 202.4 subsection C, but find it's reserved. There is nothing in that subsection, at least as of March 6th. But I was told today that that is the subsection I need to look at for information on how to register for copyright protection for a group of unpublished works. So I go to govinfo.gov to find the regulatory information called CFR Parts Affected from the Federal Register, which is taken from the User Aid section of the Daily Federal Register. We can select a time frame or a particular date range, but I tend to leave it on the default of the past 30 days. Since the CFR parts affected in the Federal Register is cumulative during each month, this should get me information from this month and last month. Scrolling down to Title 37, we can click on the little plus sign next to Title 37, and then the plus sign next to Part 202 to reveal two separate recent rulemaking activities. I can click on Text or PDF to see the actual rulemaking and final rule that will amend the CFR with respect to group registration of unpublished works. I like using the PDF for ease in scanning, but the text version makes copying and pasting easier. Here we have the 6 pages of Federal Register that explain what action the agency is taking and why, the agency response to comments received, and towards the end of that range of pages is the actual new rule that will appear at 37 CFR Part 202, starting with its authority statement, and then the language to be added to the CFR as subsection C of 37 CFR section 202.4. The details link from the CFR parts affected in the Federal Register takes us to information about this rulemaking, including the very important effective date. We can see that this new regulation actually takes effect March 15th, 2019, the day I made these screen captures. Of course, once I have information on the publication of the new regulation, I'm not required to read it at govinfo.gov. I often take the Federal Register citation information from CFR parts affected in the Federal Register to find the new rule at federalregister.gov, where I can explore the new regulation in a much easier to navigate format.